Alright guys, welcome back to another side quest breakdown and new events. I'm going to clear out some of my Mysterium, grab the new Banquet Crystals. Those are going to be, or Banquet Tickets. You're going to want to hoard those for like the next 3 months in order to get the 7-star Mr. Sinister. I'm also going to just use some more Mysterium on the refreshed 5-star crystal, like shards there. Grab some items and just clear it out because you're going to get a whole bunch of Mysterium again in this month's side quest. Okay, there is that new Mr. Sinister. We're going to be getting those similar to what we just did for the Captain Marvel movie 7-star. We have a chance to get a 7-star Mr. Sinister. Now, there are 2 new items that we need in order to do the side quest. We need the silver coins are going to be your entry tickets, and the gold ones here are going to be your gate keys. Okay, in order to get those, you can just use a saga champion. Also, there's some objectives here. If you want to do like 2 for 1, you can go into story mode. You can go to the first chapter of the story mode. You can go ahead, just use Saga Champions, auto fight it, or just blitz through it. If there's a Doctor Strange on the second fight, that'll get you a point towards that objective. It doesn't matter. You can just do any fights. Just do a few fights with Saga Champions, and you will be getting your entry tickets. If you want to get the gate keys, however, you need to fight against a hashtag offensive damage over time champion with a Saga champion. If you just go and you search Panther, there's a Black Panther there. That's super easy. You do that a few times, and that will get you, you just use a Saga champion. I'm just going to quickly grab Shuri there, and I'm going to go ahead and do this a bunch of times, and I'm going to be able to get my gate keys. Now, the key thing to remember with this month's side quest is that there are 3 paths in the side quest, and you are going to get 4 entry tickets per week, and you are going to get 2 gate keys. So here we get the first 2. The next 2 are going to get in the next 2 days, similar to the weird timing of last month. And here under slow burn, we're going to get our 2. We only get 2 per week of these gate keys. Now, 4 entry tickets, 3 paths, 2 gate keys. Now, the way the gate keys work is when you go in, there's 2 guaranteed paths that you can get with the gate keys, and there's a random path that you get. And if you want to get those 100% rewards, which you never want to lose out on, what you're going to need to do is you need to do a random path first and bring champs prepared for all 3 paths. So you're going to need, and then afterwards you can do your 2 gate keys to get the other 2 paths, and then you can random 1 last time. So this first path here, you want champs that don't do physical effects. The second one, you want someone who's immune to nullify or doesn't really have buffs, ideally. And the third one is going to be someone that you want that is bleed immune. That is the main thing on this one, right? So you need to have Saga champions that can handle all 3 paths. And Saga champions, because there is an objective to get some tier 4 alpha if you beat certain champions in here with Saga champions. So I brought in 5 stars to help you out. And we're going to do exactly what I said. We're going to do a random path first. And I have, of course, the path that I really only brought Professor X for is what I get first. Now, physical effects, any damage that you do that is a physical effect is going to get reflected back onto you. You can ignore this completely with using an energy champion like Professor X. But what I realized afterwards is that physical effects is not physical damage. It's a physical effect, probably like a rupture, or there's a couple other things that can be like a physical effect that I'm going to find out later on. But here, what's going to happen is you want to limit those orange charges that he has here. You can't get a third orange charge. You remove them every 15 hits, and you gain them by doing parries. So limit your parries and be careful of that timer. And I got through the first fight, no problem. I was intercepting, baiting specials. Everything was working out great. In the second fight, I did not pay attention. I parried for a third time, and I got 3 charges on me. And then what's going to happen is you're going to get a soul barb, and you are just going to absolutely melt, especially if you have any buffs on you whatsoever. So, but what I realized afterwards, because I died with Professor X, is that I tried another champion, because I really had no choice here, because I'm limited on my entry tickets, and I went in here with 5 stars for you. Is that it's not going to be any physical attacks. It's a physical effect. So I'm thinking I didn't use Spider-Man 2099 for these ones. I didn't want to test it out, but like a rupture, that's not gonna cut it. And Dragon Man, I find out later on, when you get them cornered, that counts as a physical effect. So again, I didn't have to do a deep dive into every single physical effect, but here I did go in with just energy. I was thinking Professor X with energy attacks would completely ignore that, which he does. But you're gonna see at a certain point, I'm gonna get a third parry before I get my 15 hits to remove one of those orange charges. And I am going to get a soul barb, and I'm just going to absolutely melt. Okay, so right here, I have 2 on me. I'm going to accidentally go for a third one here. We'll see it in real time. There's the soul barb, and I am absolutely melted, so be careful of that. But then I'm going to bring in Void, and I'm going to be fine. So I'm going to fast forward to the rest of the fight here. I am going to slow it down, and I'll show you what happens when I bring in Dragon Man. So I will continue with this fight, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, after that Cyclops fight went fine, I go ahead and I decide to try out Dragon Man against Archangel here, going okay, he's bleed and poison immune, I'll be fine if I get clipped. But you're gonna see when I corner him, I'm thinking, all right, I'm gonna get my corner damage, I'm gonna get my extra damage going. It is a physical effect, not an energy effect. It is a physical effect here, and right when I get him into the corner, you can see I start taking reflected damage. So at a certain point, I'm like, oh, well, that's no good. So I have to kind of back away, and I end up messing up my playstyle here, and I end up getting clipped. And I end up dying in this one. Right there, I end up screwing up, but that's fine. But again, we've learned something that I didn't realize before, because again, I'm not, it's a specific node, but I do screw up here, and I try to evade that special one, and I mess it up. But that's fine. It's a learning experience. I go back in, bring in a Spider-Man, 2090. No, I bring in Man-Thing. That's fine. I try out Man-Thing. He doesn't have any physical effects, and he works totally fine, and we finish this one off. So I'll let the music play, and we'll see you right after. All right, now that Archangel's down, we can go ahead and grab the rewards. We get the same rewards every time we do the path. 500 7-star shards, the 750 Cavalier crystal shards. We get some Mysterium there, and always keep track of your Mysterium that you don't go over the 50k maximum. And now we're going to go ahead and go back in. This time I could have swapped out to bring in champs just for that specific path, but I think I still had some champs for the other path as well, but I'm just going to go in. I think I did swap out Professor X for a Viv just in case, but we're going to go ahead, use the selector. We're going to select path B, and we're going to do the path B1 here. Be careful here. You want someone either that doesn't have buffs, or make sure that you're not going to get nullified. And also, you don't want to intercept. Intercepting the opponent will remove any buffs and gives you like direct damage. I go in with Void here against Wiccan, and he worked out pretty well here. I tried not to, like Wiccan has his neutralize, and if he neutralizes you when you have a buff, you get an incinerate on you. Void is incinerate immune, so he works extremely well for this fight. And then I use like Spider-Man 2099 to help me out against Doctor Strange and Dormammu. He's a great counter there. I end up screwing up a little bit on Werewolf by night, but then we managed to get through that one. Okay, so we get through both paths itemless, and then I'm gonna have to wait 2 days in order to do the third path. I'll probably put out a video for that one as well, but that is the breakdown for this event. Just make sure again you do a random path first, then the other two selectors, so that you can 100% the rewards. If you don't, you might get stuck where the randomizer might put you on the same path 2 or 3 times, and then you cannot get the 100% rewards for the week. If you go ahead and wait for and it's only up there for a week, so you only have the 2 gate keys. That's it. You won't be able to use it like you could save a gate key in theory for another week, but that doesn't really make any sense. You won't really have a chance to do it unless you are extremely lucky, I guess, with your 3 random paths, but I would not try that at all. 1 random path, 2 guarantees that you get all 3 paths 100% complete, and that's what we've got for this month's side quest. So, or at least this is for week 1. So see you in the next one, guys. Hope you enjoyed, hope it helped. If there's anything that you've noticed from the event that would help out, guys, always throw it down in the comments. Always love to see that. Thanks, guys. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.